One way of making horns sound realistic in your production is to use actual MIDI-based sampled riffs and cut them into pieces and reassemble for your song. Veer2's Mojo Horns, for example, has a number of different sampled riffs for each instrument and many different keys. Let's load one up. I'll do Barry sax riffs in A minor. Now the first thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and audition some of the different riffs. They're not bad, but I'm looking for something a little more rhythmic, so let's see if there's anything else. Okay, that sounds good. I'm probably going to cut it into pieces, though, to just use some of the riff, because I just want to create a rhythmic part with it. Okay, it's a little off rhythmically, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to duplicate this track just so I have the same virtual instrument that I can use for the next riff I want to do. And then I'm going to go ahead and transform this one right into audio so I can see where the notes are actually hitting. And I'll go ahead and delete this MIDI part since I don't need it anymore, since I already have an audio version of it. And let's cut the riff up a little bit. You can hear that's late, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide that back a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take the first part and keep that. I'll slide the rest to the right here in case I want to pull from it for any other parts. Okay. I'll just go ahead and trim that. And let's see what we have here. Let's maybe mess around with this a little bit more. Okay, that's cool. And I will now go ahead and duplicate that. Okay, so the second one sounds like this. I'm going to change the second half of that. I'll use that part. Okay, so now I have a 2-bar phrase that I can use. And I'll go ahead and put those together. Just grab them all, right click, bounce selection. And this is my riff. Perfect. Now let's copy that to the second half. Slide that over a little bit. A little more. And I'll see if I can use any of this last part of the riff. And I'll just make that a little louder. It's a little quieter. So here's what I have. Okay, it's a good start. So basically now I can bring in another Mojo Horns here. I'll bring in Contact here. And I will scroll down. Okay, instruments. And I can basically add a trombone or a trumpet part. I can do the same thing, cut up the different pieces, and then stack any other instruments that I want to play actual notes on top of it. and it's going to sound more realistic. Let's do the trumpet real quick. And we'll go ahead and close that. And once again, transform into audio track. And after a couple edits, this is what we're left with. And so I'll go back and then add a bass line and a piano part and maybe a couple other brass instruments that I just play through MIDI. And here's the final result. One final thing I want to add is that if you do have access to a horn player that can play maybe even one or two parts over top of your arrangement, that can also make your whole arrangement sound better and more realistic. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.